when you think about transformation and the strategy of transformation, you have to understand what's guiding you. And in this case, not only having the clarity, but picking the right guideposts very likely contributed to your success. And then the last thing you said there, which just, hits me right between the eyes. This is part of your legacy now. This is, 100 years from now, while you won't be here to enjoy it, you will leave this earth knowing you did a really good thing.
From a career perspective, that is true. I think from a personal perspective, giving birth to my sons is nothing better than that. But from a career perspective, yes, I am immensely proud of what I did during that time with all the dynamics that were at play. And I will also say, there were moments when you talk about in the room where it happens, you know, I was in the room where decisions happen, and there were 4 people in that room, and I was one of them. And so, I don't have to ever wonder, would I use my voice to do the right thing? I'll never have to ask myself that. I'll never have to ask myself, if my livelihood is on the line, am I going to make the right choice? Because I was in that moment. And really, I will tell a little bit of this. I can't tell the whole story. But there was a moment the first few days after the shutdown, and there's 4 of us in the factory. The lights are off, and we went from a humming spectacular to a eerily ghost-like facility. And we were trying to make a decision on something. And we were in one of the conference rooms. And I had a mentor, by the way, at the company who I learned maybe a year later, who had spoken to Elon about me, which is why I was invited to that meeting in December. I learned later who that was. We almost had a shouting match with each other about something that needed to get done. And I'm thinking, like, this is my mentor, and I don't agree with a word he's saying. And I had to, in that moment, ask myself, Valerie, if you want to defend your right to be here, you're going to derail this conversation. Because he was questioning my right to be in the room. And he was saying, you just got here and we've been here for 10 years and you're not going to make this decision and tank everything we've worked on. And you've only been here for 3 months. And I thought, if I defend my right to be here, I could win the argument, but lose the battle. The battle is, what's the decision these people in this room should be making? And what's the focus? And what I said was, okay, here's the thing. Months from now, we're going to be known by the decision we are making in this room. I get that I just got here. And in fact, he was standing over me now, sitting down. So it couldn't be more of a horrible power dynamic than that. He's standing over me. And I was calm as a cucumber. And I said, we're going to be known by the decision we make today. How do we want to? Because this is going to be over. This crisis is going to end. And I will tell you, the reason why no one knows what happened in that room is because we made the right decision. Had we made the wrong decision, the world would have known.